Hello everyone, my name is Kage and I'm going to concisely explain to you everything that I've done in my first year as a TV production student at BU, so that it's clear to you what you will learn when you come here. I'm a first year from September 2021 to May 2022. So ultimately you do 6 topics across the year. You do 3 before Christmas and 3 after, basically. So the first 3 topics before Christmas are TV craft, so that's practical filmmaking and post-production. So like editing, media scholarship and TV principles. Media scholarship is teaching you how to write academically, it's teaching you presentation skills. You have 10 tasks set across 10 weeks which come together to build your portfolio, which is part of your grade, and then you also write an essay for that topic on anything you choose. So I wrote mine on gender in sitcoms, and then my case study was Friends. So for TV craft, you'll have practical workshops where you're learning how to use the different equipment, for example camera, lighting, sound, etc. And then you'll also have editing workshops where you learn how to edit. You'll then do a practical test around Christmas time, which is just you showing you can use all of the equipment, and then you'll also do a post-production test, which is where you just do an editing test. So it's been different for different years. For my year, we just did multiple choice questions, but for my best friend's year, so 2 years above, they actually had to edit footage, so it will just depend on your year. TV principles is all about getting you straight into practical, so getting you straight into making films in your groups, learning how to use the studio, so you'll make fun studio shows and you'll switch roles each time. Maybe the 2nd or 3rd week in, we were already making our first film in your groups. I believe it's 4 films we've made. They give you different briefs and you make a film relating to that brief. And it's all about everybody getting up to the same level of speed. For example, when I came to uni, I didn't have a clue about anything. I'd never made a film before, and some of my best friends now had made multiple films in secondary school and college, so it's basically just getting everyone up to speed. You also get involved in a lot of studio days. You learn how to do all the different roles, you learn how to use the equipment in the studio, you learn how to use everything in the gallery. They allow you to learn in a really chilled environment. A lot of it is you just figuring it out for yourself. This course is very much you figure out things for yourself, you learn for yourself, and when you need assistance they're always there to help you. At the end of that topic, you're then given a brief to make your own independent film, so that all these little group films that you've been making, you've learned how to do all the roles, and then you go and make one for yourself where you have to be all the roles for that film. I found that making that film really beneficial, because doing the group films, there was always somebody who had an idea, so I was always happy to go with that. But doing independent, you had to come up with your own, and it was a big confidence boost for me. I came back feeling a lot more knowledgeable having done it. So yeah. And then you also make a group TV show. Understanding media is all about understanding media. You're taught to understand the media you consume and the media you want to create. It's hard, understanding media is hard to explain. That you do a group presentation, so my group presentation was on the Hunger Games, because you did it on a case study that was cross-platform. So for example, it could be a book that was made into a movie that was made into a game, and you're just discussing that and understanding the media around that, linking it to different concepts. And then, sorry if that makes no sense.
Hello, I explained understanding media so poorly, so I'm just going to read the unit guide to explain it. So you're drawing on scholarly approaches and processes introduced in media scholarship, but within the unit you're introduced to a wider range of concepts that you then apply analytically to the media you want to consume and are interested in creating. You probe media from multiple but cross-cutting textual, audience/user, technological and ideological perspectives. Consider media in light of evolving platforms spanning production practices, and you look to understand media and its creation in light of a seemingly ever-changing media technology environments.
And then in this you also get to do an individual reflection, which is you pick another cross-platform case study similar to the presentation, and you link it to concepts of your choice, which you'll get taught about, for example, active and passive audiences, or transmedia, or convergence culture. Concept to screen, so this is also after Christmas. This is in the name, it's very much teaching you from the very beginning how you grow an initial idea, pre-visualize it and get it to the big screen basically. There's 5 main steps you'll learn about, and it's group work, developing ideas, pitching, managing and delivering your productions. It's a very, very useful topic. And with concept to screen, you make your own on-location film. Ours was inspired by Bournemouth. My friend in 3rd year, her film had to be inspired by Tate Modern in London. So for my film, we went to a sustainable restaurant in Bournemouth and interviewed the owner there. But before we then got to filming that film, we had to do everything. So initialise the idea, show the previs, pitch the idea to our lecturers, etc. And then if it was good to go, we'd continue on the process of concept to screen to then the final product. And then for concept to screen, you also do we did a competitive TV show. You had to make another TV show relevant to the brief and the target audience you're given. So my group, we chose it was 5 to 12-year-olds or something, and it was a competitive show, so we did a kids game show. At the end of this topic, you'll then do a lovely 8-minute presentation, 4 minutes each in pairs, reflecting on your experience of bringing your concept to the screen, basically. Finally, negotiated project. You come together at the end of the year, you're in small production groups and you're making your final film for the year. You can be as creative as you want, and basically you're just using all the creative filmmaking and storytelling techniques you've learned throughout the year to make any film you want. It has to be 3 to 5 minutes, ours does anyway, and it can be as creative as you want. You can do absolutely anything, fiction or non-fiction. So yeah, I'm really excited to do it. We haven't done it yet. Throughout this, you're also doing peer assessments. You do a couple throughout the year just to make sure that everyone's contributing, that you're pulling your weight, that they're pulling their weight, and that everyone's doing their bit. Okay, I really hope I haven't missed anything out. Hopefully that's a good brief overview of everything. I couldn't recommend the course more. It is so practical based, which is amazing. You get stuck in from the very beginning. Teachers, lecturers, they're so enthusiastic and want you to learn and succeed, and they want to challenge you, they want to push you to make the best films and TV shows you can. Yeah, if you have any questions about the course, let me know. I'll be happy to answer them. But yeah, this is all relevant to my first year experience. I hope this was beneficial and useful to you. I hope it helps you make a decision, and let me know if you have any questions. I'll be so happy to answer them. Bye.